Please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening. My name is Jay Brewer and I proudly serve as Superintendent of Dayton Independent Schools. I'd like to welcome all of you to the graduation ceremony of the Dayton High School class of 2018. Please stand as the graduates proceed onto the field and remain standing for the invocation.
heads and stay silent as we pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you on this joyous day with our hearts filled with many emotions. At Dayton High School, it is evident that you have loved each and every one of the students that walk the halls. Lord, on behalf of my classmates, I thank you for giving us the strength to make it through the tough times. I thank you for keeping us safe through our lives thus far. Thank you for giving us the pleasure of knowing each other and growing with one another. Most of all, I want to thank you for blessing us with the opportunity to gather on such a joyous day to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2018. As my class and I stand here today, I ask that you watch over each of us as we go through our lives. I ask that you guide us in our future endeavors. I ask that you bless us with safe life journeys. Each student of the class of 2018 has worked hard for what they have achieved. I ask that you provide those going to college with a successful college experience. I ask that you provide those going to work with a successful future career. I ask that you provide those going into the military with a safe and successful military career. Lastly, I ask that as each student's name is called, you pour your blessings on them and allow them to feel your loving presence. In Jesus' loving and holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Way to go, punk! Woo! Yeah! I could have said, "Atta girl, George," but I didn't.
Good evening, students, friends, family, school board members, and staff. I would like to begin by thanking all of you for being in attendance tonight as we come upon a new chapter in life. I would also like to thank all teachers and staff for being a huge part in each and every one of our lives. You helped shape us into who we are today, and I know us graduates are very thankful. You are the backbone of education and deserve the best. Also, I would like to give special thanks to all parents. You have been there for each and every one of us and have done everything in your power to get us to where we are now. The class of 2018 can't thank you enough. When I found out on Monday that I would be salutatorian, I was a little lost. I had so many ideas on what to write, but I had no idea what exact direction to go in. I knew this was a huge honor, so I really didn't want to mess it up. Especially since public speaking has never been my strong suit, I was freaking out. After tonight, we will become Dayton High School alumni. We will no longer be students at a school we've grown to love. We're leaving something we've always known, something so familiar. A small group of us have been going through the same school system for the past 13 years. We've grown up together. Knowing where our classes are and seeing our favorite teacher's face every day will soon become a memory. This fall, we will be walking through the halls of colleges, overwhelmed because we have no clue who these people are or where we're supposed to go. You will be going away to college hours away to start a new life. Graduating is very scary, but it's necessary to continuing on to our next chapter. We have already accomplished so much. Bigger and better things are in sight, and it's truly exciting. Many of us have dreams to become tradesmen, nurses, biologists, artists, teachers, and even serve our country. The future is bright, and I know each and every person in this class has the potential to be the change in the world. Change is definitely needed, and I know we can do the impact that is needed to make ripples happen. After today, I may never see some of you ever again. A hard reality to accept since I've known most of you for what seems like an eternity. All of the memories I've made with each of you will be cherished in my heart forever. I would like to thank all of you for being a huge part of my life. I will never forget any of you. Letting go is hard, but a good change. There are millions of people to meet and tons of memories still to be made. Lastly, I just want to remind you that change can be good. Don't be afraid to take chances. You never know what can happen until you try. No one is perfect, and this new adult life we will be living is definitely a learning process. Ultimately, I want to remind you to follow your dreams. Disregard everyone who has ever doubted you, because now is your chance to prove them wrong. Graduating is only one step. We still have so much more to accomplish. As this chapter comes to a close, new opportunities will arise, and we will continue on our own path. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Thank you. There's been a lot of counting leading up to the day. Every year, year after year, we started to count down to 4-day weekends, fall break, winter break, summer break, any break at all really. The countdown that never started over though, and the biggest countdown of all was the countdown to the day. It started with years slowly getting subtracted, and then suddenly we were all at graduation practice looking at each other, saying that in just a few days we were all going to be high school graduates. Now here we all are, just sitting here moments away from getting our diplomas and officially becoming high school graduates instead of high school students. Today is surreal in a lot of ways because we have all been going to school in some way or another for almost as long as we can remember. And now we're being told we never have to go again if we don't want to. We can go to college and further our education if that's what we decide, or we can also jump straight into a day job or a military position and never have to read a textbook again a day in our life. Some of us aren't even 18 yet, and still we're being given all of these choices and this freedom to decide that we've never had before. I keep thinking this is probably going to be really hard, confusing, and even disappointing. People who have been in the same situation before New graduates facing a whole life of decisions are telling me that it will be all of those things and more. They are also telling me that it can be really rewarding though, that with a lot of good decisions and hard work we can achieve the things we want. We can have a good career or a happy family or a life full of whatever we want as long as we don't give up when things get hard. I think maybe all of us sitting here are just hoping that they're right, that life will be as exciting and maybe a little less terrifying than it seems right now. At this moment though, all we can do is code and say thank you. Here we all are at a ceremony that wouldn't be possible without all of the encouragement and effort we got from so many people who wanted to make sure that we would make it to this day, with as few problems as possible. So I just want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone sitting here, to the family, teachers, friends, and everyone in between. Thank you for giving us all the effort you did, and maybe even at times for forcing us to do things we did not want to do because you knew otherwise we wouldn't be able to graduate today. Today is meant to celebrate the ending of one chapter of our lives and the beginning of another, but I also think it's a time to be incredibly grateful for everyone who made it possible. So once again, thank you.
Dennis Ashford grew up in Dayton and graduated as the Salutatorian from Dayton High School in 2006, where he played football for all 4 years and was a senior captain. He then graduated from Northern Kentucky University in 2010 with a Bachelor's of Science degree in chemistry. Following that, he attended the University of North Carolina of Chapel Hill as a Department of Energy Graduate Fellow and National Science Foundation Fellow and received his PhD in Inorganic Chemistry in 2014 working on solar energy. Following graduate school, he worked as a senior research scientist at Eastman Chemical Company and is now a professor of chemistry at Tusculum University in Greenville, Tennessee. Dennis currently lives in Johnson City, Tennessee with his wife Stephanie Ashford and enjoys all of the outdoor recreation in the area, especially whitewater kayaking. Please join me in welcoming Dennis Ashford.
So first I would like to thank Dr. Kellinghaus, or Mr. Kellinghaus, Mr. Brewer, and everyone else for giving me this opportunity to speak here today. And first thing, this field, I have so many great memories at this field, all the way from starter football all the way up to our senior year against Bellevue, which we lost, but it's still a great game. So the first thing I would like to do is honor the parents and the grandparents of the graduates up here today. So if you're a parent or a graduate or a grandparent, would you please stand so everybody else in here can just recognize you, because they wouldn't be up here without you. So, and those guys who are standing, you made it. You guys should all be clapping, by the way. Thank you. So when Mr. Kellinghaus called me to ask if I wanted to give a speech today, I was really excited. And so first thing I did was text my best friend, Alan Hare, who some of you might know graduated from Dayton with me. And the only thing I got back from him was, well, now you know you're getting old. Thanks, Alan, who's here today. And guys, you gotta listen to your elders. But with all joking aside, I just want to touch on two things that I learned during my time at Dayton High School and how it has affected my life up to this point. And so if there's two things you guys take away from my speech today, these are it. The first thing is you can do absolutely anything you want if you put your mind, body, and soul into it and work really hard at it. And the second thing I want to touch on a little later is never regretting anything, okay? So the first point, so my parents, Denise and Dennis Ashford, who some of you here probably know, always instilled a sense of pride and hard work in me. And as some of you know, my dad started his own company when he was 19 years old, started it down in Dayton, right next to the high school, and built it up to be a very successful business and is still self-employed to this day. And the thing he always said to me, and he doesn't know I'm going to say this, the harder you work, the luckier you become. And so when you're 17 or 18 years old, you kind of think, yeah, you know, your parents don't know
they're kind of out of it, right? They don't really know what it's like to be a high school, which is probably true, but they actually do know what they're talking about. The harder you work, the more opportunities that are presented to you. So growing up in Dayton, and this was prior to the advent of social media, Facebook was just coming out, so I guess that does kind of make me old. I knew very little about what the world around me was. For example, I had no idea what it was like to live in Europe, Asia, South Africa, South America, anything like that. And that's true everywhere, that's not just at Dayton. But when I was younger, I had this desire to understand the people within the world around me. What is it like out there? And I kind of decided that my education and my career could help me fulfill my dreams of seeing the world. But I remember my very first class at the University of Kentucky was calculus. And I come in, and there's 300 students in this class, and the professor comes in and just goes on a 50-minute tangent about calculus. And I mean, he's just going off, and I have no idea what he's talking about. And I just had this deer in the headlight look of, I can't do this. There's no way I can do this. I'm in calculus, I have no idea what's going on. And I went to that professor's office that afternoon and asked him for some help, and I must have asked a really dumb question. And he just looks at me and says, you should probably be in a lower level math class. And so I left his office mad and frustrated, obviously, but more determined than anything. Just, okay, I'm going to show you. So I went back to my dorm room, opened up my computer, opened up my calculus book, and started teaching myself calculus. Now, you can imagine that is the most boring thing you could possibly do, and hard. But I went to class every single day. I went to tutoring sessions, did everything I could, and I ended up with an A in the class. And 2 years later, I emailed that professor and said, you shouldn't give up on students so quickly. Now, mind you, that was after I transferred out of the UK. So I don't know how well that would have gone if I was there, but I did get an A, and I did tell him, never give up on students and never give up on yourself. So I tell that story to tell you this. One of my goals in life was and is to see the world. And I decided that my education can get there. And now, at this point, I've been all over the U.S. I've been to Canada, Mexico. I've been to Europe a bunch of times, and Central and South America. And I'm still working on Asia and Africa and Australia. They're kind of far. But hard work and determination have allowed me to fulfill my dreams. And now, as I mentioned, I decided to do that through my education, which was getting a PhD in chemistry. But that's not the only option. Really hard work in any form or fashion can help you achieve your goals and your dreams. And my parents are prime examples of that. There's no question about that. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You just have to have grit and determination and willing to work hard for it. So just remember, the harder you work, the luckier you will be. I promise you that. So now I'd just like to touch on my second point of never having regrets. And so while I was in high school, just one day I decided, you know what, I'm never living with regret again. It's terrible, I hate it, I'm over it. And the one thing that none of us can get any more of is time. We're on this earth for a set amount of time, and some would argue it's fairly short. So I didn't want to regret because I didn't want to waste my time regretting decisions I had made. And so every single day, live it to your fullest. Make every single day as much as you can. Now, living a day to its fullest means different things to different people. For myself, that can be waking up in the morning, going to the gym, going to work, and then going kayaking in the afternoon. That's a really good day. It's exhausting and it's fun, but it's a really good day for me. For someone else, that could be waking up with their children, going to work, and then coming home and having a nice dinner with their family. But no matter what it looks like, take in every moment and cherish it, because you'll never get that moment back. Never lay there at night regretting what you had done or what you didn't do that day. You can't change it, so don't regret that decision. Regret, as we all know, is a terrible feeling. But it's not that bad. It's not terrible because of the decision you made is really that bad. It's because you can't do anything about the decision. So you can't go back, and unfortunately there's no time machine for us to be able to move backwards and change that decision. So whatever decision you make, fully commit to it and put everything you have into it. There's a reason you made that decision, so fully commit, go all in, and see where it takes you. Never look back, and try to fulfill whatever that goal was that you had. A few weeks ago, I was at Tusculum's graduation, which is where I currently teach, and our guest speaker was a former Secretary of Education. And she said the line, and I thought this was very powerful: those who fear death are those who have regret. And so that's something that really rang with me and should ring true with everyone in here. Never have regret, okay? It's just, always keep that in mind. And so with every decision you make in life, think about the consequences, both the good and the bad. There's always bad consequences to every decision. There's good and bad. And whichever decision you make, fully commit to it and go all in. But don't be afraid to make a change later in life. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. Learn from them. Never regret your initial decision. Just make your next decision, stick with it, and commit to that decision. There's always opportunities to make changes, so don't get stuck regretting your prior decisions because you simply can't do anything about them. That time's already passed and you can't get that time back. So don't worry about regretting that decision. And so with that, I would like to leave you with one more thing. The world is a big place. Do not be afraid to get out and explore it. Seek out opinions and beliefs that differ from yours and try to understand why that person might believe something different than you. Put yourself in their shoes and work really hard to try to believe why they think the way that they do. There's a reason they believe that. This is called empathy. And unfortunately, in today's world, we could all do a little bit better at being empathetic and trying to put ourselves in someone else's shoes and trying to relate with them. It's really hard to do. But the world's a big place, so don't be afraid of it. Don't get stuck in your bubble and in your beliefs. Seek out new locations and opinions and be open to them. And don't forget, always work hard. The harder you work, the luckier you will be and never regret. Congratulations to the class of 2018, and thank you.
In front of you is a graduating class that has accomplished so much in their 13 years of schooling. Many obstacles have been thrown their way, but each of them persevered through them and finished on top. From the dreadful essays, procrastination, and long nights, each of them deserve the title of a high school graduate. These young adults have put in years of hard work and dedication to receive their high school diploma. In a few short minutes, these students will become Dayton High School graduates. Now, without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to present the 128th graduating class of Dayton High School, the class of 2018.
When receiving their diplomas, those students wearing gold scarves have completed the academic course of study and have earned a 3.5 GPA or higher in those courses. Those wearing red, white, and blue cords have been members of the Drug-Free Clubs of America for 3 years, including their senior year. Those wearing blue and gold cords have completed 4 years of study in visual and performing arts. Those wearing silver cords have completed a vocational program of study. Those wearing red and yellow cords have completed 3 years of a foreign language and have earned an 80% average or higher in those courses. Those wearing red cords have donated blood 4 times in their high school career and or assisted in organizing a blood drive. Those wearing white cords have met state ACT benchmarks and are considered college ready. Those wearing green cords have earned business or industry certifications and are considered career ready. Those wearing black cords have enlisted in a branch of the U.S. military and are considered military ready. Those wearing purple cords have completed 4 semesters of dual credit college courses and have maintained a 2.5 GPA or higher in those courses. Those wearing the blue stoles are members of the National Honor Society who have maintained an average of 90% or higher for 4 years and have met their community service and other requirements. Those who have maintained a 90% average or higher for all 4 years of high school and are graduating with honors and will receive honor pins with their diplomas.
Mallory Rose Michaels. Salutatorian, graduating with honors. Pauline Ann Carr. Salutatorian, graduating with honors. Allison Jean Ferris, graduating with honors. Laura Lynn Marie Stitzel, graduating with honors. Hannah Mary Jean McVeigh, graduating with honors. Jade Dawn Johnson, graduating with honors. Angelica Ray Watson, graduating with honors. Catherine Lynn Drake, graduating with honors. Emma Catherine Rawls, graduating with honors. Kara Lane Cleese, graduating with honors. Megan Michaela Downer, graduating with honors. Lauren Estelle Auger, graduating with honors. Gabriel Chance Roberts, graduating with honors.
Way to go, Holger.
Michaela Nicole Lovins, graduating with honors. Zachary Christopher Ballbush, Jalen Bailey DeBrewer, Kelsey Lynn Guami, Brent Jordan Baycock, Traylon Charles Asher,
Good job, Traylon.
Nathan Allen Rutherford, graduating with honors. Joseph Matthew Feltner, graduating with honors. Seth Brian Chin, graduating with honors. Jessica Marie Bell. Haley Madison Bouchard.
Good job, Jessica. That's what I'm saying.
Casey Elizabeth Drake. Sean James Draper. Christopher Noah Myers. Christina Diane Marlowe.
Let's go, Big Gina.
Tatiana Monique Honecker. Brittany Renee Henson. Zachary Thomas Grimmy. Colin Dale Fiedler. Jonathan Alexander Fisher. Cassie Marie Hammond. Michael Dale Haynes. Xavier Michael Hundemer. Lauren Elizabeth Metz. India Cherie Catherine Mobley. Jenna Ann Woods. Jody Nicholas Wildebohr. Maverick Thomas. Isabella Marie Sanchez. Tyler James Pollock. Luke Patterson, Jr. Christopher David Perkins. Tamara Lynn Rogers. Holly Ann Shamlin. Michael Terry Whalen. Jesse William Wildebohr. Jason Andrew Williams.
Let's go, Dirt Ball!
That's everybody's cousin. Jason, look up here, buddy. Good job, Dirt Ball! That's 2018!
As chairman of the Dayton Board of Education, it gives me great pleasure to confer upon you your high school diploma. And now, I am pleased to declare you graduates of Dayton High School for 2018.
Each year, we have an awards program at school when we present the majority of awards for excellence in specific classes. However, we do hold several awards to be presented at commencement. The first of these are the Valedictorian and Salutatorian awards. These honors are presented to the students in the class who have the highest averages among the students completing 19 academic credits. This year, the student who ranks second among graduates and who will receive the Salutatorian Award is Pauline Carr.
Yes, Polly girl, yes.
The student who ranks first in the class and who will receive the Valedictorian Award is Mallory Michaels. The best all-around boy and girl are selected by the high school faculty according to the following traits: participation in school activities, attitude toward school, community and fellow students, scholarship, citizenship within the school and community, and good character. This year's recipient of the Best All-Around Girl is Pauline Carr. And the best all-around boy is Gabriel Roberts. This year, we have two young ladies who have maintained perfect attendance for their entire high school careers, a total of 704 days, without being tardy or absent. It is my pleasure to present the Thomas L. Hood 4-year Perfect Attendance Award to Catherine Drake and Casey Drake. In addition, we have one young man who has maintained perfect attendance for the past 12 years. Yes. A total of 2,112 days without being tardy or absent. It is my pleasure to present the 12-year Perfect Attendance Award to Seth Chin.
Athletic Director of Dayton High School. And for the past 63 years, Ms. Selma Campbell and her family have sponsored the Howard Campbell Memorial Award in memory of her son and in memory of her contributions to Dayton High School. The recipient of this award must have participated in athletics. He must have been active in school affairs and a good character. The 2018 recipient of the 63rd Howard Campbell Memorial Award, who is a Kentucky High School athletic triple threat and perfect attendance, Seth Chin.
Good job, good.
Good job, little brother. You go, Seth.
Good job.
The Mary Deerstock Award is an annual award given to outstanding senior girl in athletics as voted by the high school coaches. She must have been active in school affairs and of good character. The award is named for Mrs. Mary Deerstock, a former teacher who was instrumental in organizing girls' athletics at Dayton High School. The 41st consecutive year has been presented. The 2018 winner is also a Kentucky High School Athletic Association triple threat. Probably could be a 6-time threat, and that belongs to Megan Downer.
Will the audience please stand and join with the graduating class in singing the alma mater? The words are printed on the back of your program.